Hey guys, Ollie here. I wasn't sure what to do today for a video, so I figured I'd just talk about something I struggle a lot with, which is, I've heard it described as executive dysfunction or executive function disorder. Now, I haven't been formally diagnosed with anything, so I hesitate to say I have executive function disorder, but I definitely struggle with executive function. And hold on, I'm gonna turn the mic up just a bit. Because I can't help but feel like I might be being overshadowed by the background music, and there really will be no way to tell until I stop recording and check the video. In which case I may or may not upload it. But anyway, executive dysfunction. Any action, no matter how simple, no matter how mundane sometimes it might seem, as soon as I'm set a task, it's really difficult for me to do it. And I can't really explain why that is. I mean, it was a real struggle at university. Like, not too long ago I had to turn in an essay, and well, naturally I was dead set on not just doing this the night before it was due and getting it in at the last minute. I sat there the night before it was due, having done this many times before to no avail, and I said, right, and I do this a lot. I did this with making this video, actually. I said, right, I am not leaving this spot until this task is completed. And I should have known by that point that it wouldn't help, because it already hadn't helped several thousand times. But basically what happened was, I sat there, unable to get my head around the next steps towards doing the thing, even though I knew what they were, if that makes any sense at all. And I was like that all night. And what really annoyed me about that is I could have slept that night, and I'd have gotten exactly the same amount done. And, well, I guess a lot of it was burnout at the time too. A lot of it was burnout at the time too, because I had been in an academic setting for like 5 years, and the thing with, I was on a humanities course, and the thing about those is, I don't know how it is with other courses at university, but there's no off the clock with those. I mean, you're given a task and a deadline, so you're pretty much thinking about it all the time. It's never not on your mind, no matter what you're doing. And after 5 years of it, I guess I was burnt out, because I did eventually finish the course, but there was a long stretch of time when I didn't think I was going to. That I didn't think I was going to pass, that I was just going through the motions because I might as well at that point. And this particular instance that I'm talking about, this essay I had to hand in, was already a resubmission. So I'd already failed to get it in once. It was about education, specifically in the arts, and you know how you can use. It's not important. The point is, I sat there, dead set, resolute on getting it done, and accomplished nothing. And that led to an actual meltdown of, I don't really remember, but I think I may have been beating my head against the wall. And crying a bit. After about 5 minutes of hysterics, I calmed down, went to sleep, and as is normally the case, rushed it at the last minute and got it in, and just about passed. This is not a healthy way to address a workload, but it seems to be, or at least at the time seemed to be, the only one I was capable of. And I still struggle with that. It's not that I don't want to do the thing either. Like, if anything, I want to get it over with. But I don't know how to explain it. I just can't. And, you know, I've been suggested... I actually went to cognitive behavioural therapy for this problem that I have. And, well, a lot of the tactics that were suggested, like, break it into smaller steps and, like, go somewhere else. As soon as they told me what to do, that thing to do to help accomplish the task became the task that my brain just wouldn't let me get around to doing. And it's really cyclical, because it makes you hate yourself for not doing what you're supposed to, which just destroys your motivation, and it's even harder after that. And yeah, it fucking sucks. But eventually I got all my assignments done, so yay. And now I'm struggling with the same sort of thing with tasks that I actually want to do, but because there are no deadlines, a lot of the time I just don't end up doing them. And, well, that's an entirely different problem, because, again, no deadlines, no pressure. I mean, how does one motivate oneself to... I guess this is part of what that is. I'm trying to get some... The daily videos have been me trying to get some momentum going towards the bigger things that I want to work on. I have no idea if that's going to work, but I guess it's something. I think to a point it is not about momentum, but I think momentum can help to a point. If you start by doing something small, and I have found this, the first thing I do is I write a to-do list, and some of the things on that list are small, and if you just like make your bed, or I don't know, lift weights for a bit, or well, when I was doing my final research project on it was on stand-up comedy, it was do some research, like even if it's just read a chapter of a textbook, or just watch a stand-up show on Netflix. I mean, even that started to feel like a task that I just didn't want to do. But you break it down into smaller chunks by writing a list, and if you keep the goals realistic, you might make it. I mean, yeah. It's not a problem that is... Well, it's hard to explain, because it just sounds like I'm being lazy and not doing it. Like, that's not the... I'm actually expending a lot of mental energy trying to will myself to whatever the next stage is, that rationally I know what it is, but I can't quite grab it, if that makes sense. And... well, a lot of the time, especially when there's no deadline, I just get frustrated and give up. Of course, I'm trying to hold my feet to the fire lately. I've been putting out videos every day as a sort of a no excuses sort of resolution. And, well, I managed to finish the Game of Thrones recap series that I put off for a year eventually, so that's something. I got a couple of writing things on the go, that's something else. So, I guess you take it one day at a time. But I hope some of you have found this relatable. And, oh, one thing my therapist told me to do is write down all of the good things that you've done to help with the mood, because the mood can have an effect. In fact, it was my birthday a few days ago, and I made 3 videos that night without effort, like at all. I did it while multitasking, and I don't know why that was. Maybe I was in a good mood. Maybe the stars were aligned, but I was on fire that day. The last of those should have gone up today, as I'm recording this video. It was that rambly Kingdom Hearts review I did. I intend to put this one up tomorrow, being the day after that. And being the day after that, what am I on about? Yeah, anyway, that was just quick story of my struggles with, well, my problems functioning like a regular person. Yeah, I've always had trouble paying attention as well. It's been floated that I might have ADHD or something, but that feels like an excuse. And I've gone to doctors and said that people have suggested that. I said, well, like, and they've said the amount of time it would take you to get a diagnosis for that, it would be too late to help you with the problem you're having, like, because this was while I had deadlines to worry about. Okay, well, I'm going to call that there. Hope you found this at least somewhat relatable, and share your own struggles in the comments if you have any. You know, it helps to get it out. I will read them. I may respond if I have something to say. So, I hope you enjoyed that, or found it cathartic, and I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully. Probably. Maybe. Bye, guys.